Hello, my name is Safal. Uh, so today I'll be discussing about the vapor pressure of liquid solutions. Okay, this is a topic from uh, second chapter of 12th chemistry. The name of the chapter is solutions. Okay, that's a chapter where we discuss different types of solution, different properties of solution, and etc. So in this chapter, a relation between the vapor pressure of liquid solutions is explained, and that we'll be discussing today. Okay, so what do you mean by vapor pressure? First we should know what is this vapor pressure. Suppose if we have a liquid in a container, in a closed container, say the liquid be H2O, like water is there in a beaker. At the atmospheric temperature itself, a little of A will go to the vapor phase, right? A little of water will vaporize and occupy in the top of this liquid surface, and that is vapors of water. It exerts a pressure on the surface of the water, right? And that is called vapor pressure of water here, vapor pressure of H2O. Okay, so vapor pressure means it is the pressure exerted by a gas on its own liquid surface. If you have a water in a beaker, what is the pressure exerted by the water vapors on its surface? Okay, that is vapor pressure. Okay, so here suppose you have a solution of two or more liquids. Let uh, it be like A and B. You have a solution of A and B in a closed container. Let A be water and B be ethanol, whatever, two liquids you have. At the atmospheric temperature itself, a little of A will go to the vapor phase and exerts a pressure at the surface, which is the partial vapor pressure of A. Similarly, a little of the B will vaporize even at the atmospheric temperature and exerts a pressure on its surface, which is partial vapor pressure of B. Okay, so what is the relation between these vapor pressure of different components in this solution? What are the factors affecting them? That is explained here. That is explained by Rolle's law. Okay, so we'll see what Rolle's law says. Rolle's law states that for a solution of two or more volatile liquids means liquids that can be vaporized, which can go to the vapor phase. Okay, so for a solution of two or more volatile liquids, the partial vapor pressure of each component is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. Okay, so here partial vapor pressure of each component, say for component A, partial vapor pressure of A, partial vapor pressure of A is directly proportional to its mole fraction in the solution. Mole fraction, we already studied what is mole fraction in this chapter. It is number of moles of A divided by total number of moles in the solution. Okay, hope you know that. So the partial vapor pressure of A is directly proportional to mole fraction of A in the solution. What is the number of moles of A divided by total moles in the solution? What is the mole fraction of B in the solution? That is chi of B. Chi of A and chi of B are mole fractions of A and B. So if there is more number of moles of A in the solution, more of A will go to vapor phase. So the partial vapor pressure of A will be more. That is the logic. So to change the proportionality, always we put a constant, right? So the constant here is P naught A into chi A. What is P naught A? P naught A is the vapor pressure of pure A, pure component A. That is, if you have say A in a beaker, like if A is water, if you have water in a vapor, it will have a vapor pressure, right? Little of A will go to the vapor phase and exerts a pressure on the surface. That is P naught A, vapor pressure of pure A. Similarly, P naught B is the vapor pressure of pure B. If you have pure component B in a beaker, what is the vapor pressure of that? That is P naught B. Okay, so here you can write similarly, vapor pressure of component B is directly proportional to mole fraction of B. So P of B equal to P naught B into chi of B. Okay, so that's what Rolle's law says. For each component, its partial vapor pressure in a solution is directly proportional to the mole fraction of that component in the solution. Okay, that is it. So then what is mole fraction? We already studied mole fraction of A equal to number of moles of A divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Similarly, number of mole fraction of B is equal to number of moles of B divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Okay, hope you understood this much. So this is Rolle's law, and I hope you guys are very clear this much. And next, related to this, we have to study two more things. Like one is Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. Like that's something you studied in 11th states of matter. In 11th, you had a chapter states of matter. In that, you would have studied Dalton's law of partial pressure. That also is required along with this in order to solve problems. Okay, so what does Dalton's law of partial pressure says? If you have in a container, you have a mixture of two or more gases. Okay, so let's take here, just think of this vapor phase, of the solution. It's like a cylinder with two gases A and B, right? When you think of that vapor phase, it's just a cylinder with two gases A and B, right? So what does Dalton's law says? In a, like, the total pressure in a container, total pressure is the sum of the partial pressures of individual components, right? So the total pressure in a cylinder or container or beaker is the sum of partial pressures of each component. Okay, so P total equal to PA plus PB. The total pressure will be whatever the partial pressure of A and partial pressure of B are. Sum of it, you get total pressure. Okay, so that is Dalton's law of partial pressure. Applying that here, the total vapor pressure will be equal to PA. PA is equal to P naught A chi A. We saw that according to Rolle's law. Similarly, PB equal to P naught B chi of B. Okay, so total vapor pressure, we can find total vapor pressure for a solution of A and B. Okay, then one more thing we should know, sometimes the question may be to find the composition of the components in vapor phase. What are the mole fractions of A and B in the vapor phase? We know this chi A and chi B are the mole fractions of A and B in the solution, right? Similarly, what is the mole fraction of A and B in the vapor phase? Like we have A in the vapor phase, right? So mole fraction of A in the vapor phase, let's put another symbol YA. Okay, mole fraction of B in the vapor phase be YB. Okay, so if we know total pressure, then partial pressure of A is equal to P total into mole fraction of A in the vapor phase, YA. Okay, PB equal to P total into YB. Okay, what is it? Like if you have total pressure as P total, then the pressure exerted by A is whatever the mole fraction of A. Suppose mole fraction of A is 1/3, then 1/3 part of the total pressure exerted will be by the molecules of A. If the mole fraction of B is 2/3, then out of the total pressure, 2/3 part of it will be exerted by vapors of B. Okay, so using this, we can find the mole fraction of A and B in the vapor phase. Okay, so along with Rolle's law, we need this much also, like to solve problems and all. So what is Rolle's law? According to Dalton's law of partial pressures, we have P total equal to PA plus PB. So we substitute Rolle's law on that. So we get an equation to calculate the total vapor pressure of the solution and mole fraction in vapor phase. Okay, so now we'll move to the graph of it, how to represent this Rolle's law graphically. Okay, so it's not a conventional graph, a little different. So in the x-axis, we'll plot mole fraction, and in y-axis, we plot vapor pressure. Okay, vapor pressure in the y-axis, mole fraction in the x-axis. So to the left extreme, there is only A. There is only molecules of A, pure A, which means mole fraction of A is 1. The component B is not at all there. That's pure A. Then as you move from left to right, the A will decrease, B will increase, and to the right extreme, the mole fraction of A is 0. There is no A, there is only B. So mole fraction of B is 1. Okay. So anywhere in between you take, you get a different composition. Like here, if you take, that may be mole fraction of A is 0.7, B is 0.3. In the middle, it will be like mole fraction of A is 0.5, mole fraction of B is 0.5. Towards the end, you get like, say, for example, mole fraction of A is 0.2 only, mole fraction of B is 0.8. Like that, anywhere in between these two extremes, you get a different compositions of A and B. Okay, more number of moles of A, less B. Then B increases, and towards the right, more number of moles of B and less A. Okay, so as the mole fraction varies, how the vapor pressure Pa and Pb varies. That's what we get from this graph. So we know, first we'll plot Pa, okay, vapor pressure, partial vapor pressure of A. So to the left extreme, Pa will be the maximum value of A. We know by Rolle's law, Pa equal to P naught A into chi A. So here there is only A molecules of A. So mole fraction of A is 1. So Pa is P naught A itself. Then to the right extreme, chi A is 0. So Pa is 0. So from left to right, it is decreasing because mole fractions of A is decreasing, and it will be like this. Okay. And now when we plot partial vapor pressure of B, to the left extreme, it is 0 because mole fraction of B is 0. Then it will increase. And when it reaches the right extreme, there only molecules of B is there, right? Chi of A is 0, chi of B is 1. So that will be maximum vapor pressure of B, P naught B, pure B, vapor pressure of pure B. And P total, we know P total equal to Pa plus Pb. P total is P naught Pa plus Pb, so which will be this. So at any particular concentration at this point, maybe chi A is 0.8, chi B is 0.2. Okay, at that point, what is the value of Pa? Pa will be this. This is the Pa curve. So Pa will be this much, and this is the Pb curve. So Pb will be this much at that point. So P total is Pa plus Pb. When you add these two, you get some this much. So at that concentration, P total is that much. Any other composition of A and B you take, at that point you get Pa, Pb and P total. Okay, so from this graph you can get the Pa, Pb and P total for any different compositions of A and B. Okay, that's it. So we are done with what is Rolle's law, the equations related to it, the graph of Rolle's law and everything. Now we'll do one or two questions related to that. Okay, so this is a question in the NCERT itself. Like questions in the NCERT, that will be very helpful to reveal concepts and all, because how to apply this Rolle's law that we studied in questions and all. Okay, to simply understand that, these questions are very helpful. So we'll see the first question. Vapor pressure of chloroform CHCl3 chloroform is and dichloromethane at 298 Kelvin are 200 mmHg and 415 mmHg given. So vapor pressure of the two components chloroform and dichloromethane wait a minute. Vapor pressure of chloroform and dichloromethane is given. Vapor pressure of chloroform means P naught of chloroform, CHCl3. Okay. Vapor pressure of pure chloroform, that is, what is the value? 200 mmHg. And for pure dichloromethane, Cl2, it is 450 mmHg, 415 mmHg given. And what is the question? Calculate the vapor pressure of solution prepared by mixing 2.5 grams of chloroform and 40 grams of CH2Cl2. Okay. So we have to find the total vapor pressure. Okay. So first by reading the question, we'll check, okay, what we have to find. We need to find the total vapor pressure, P total. That's what they are asking from the question. And we'll check, do we have we studied any equation to calculate total vapor pressure? Yes, we have. P total equal to Pa plus Pb, isn't it? P naught Pa is P naught A chi A plus Pb is P naught B chi B, right? So P totally Pa plus Pb. Pa is P naught A chi A, Pb is P naught B chi B. Okay. So P naught A and P naught B are given in the question. If we can get the mole fractions of A and B, we get the P total, right? So mole fractions of A is number of moles of A divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B, right? So number of moles of A is, A means chloroform. Let's take A as chloroform. So number of moles of chloroform is, what is the mass of chloroform given? 25.5 grams of chloroform is given. We know number of moles is given mass by molar mass. So given mass is 25.5 divided by molar mass of chloroform is CHCl3, right? So carbon is 12, hydrogen is 1, chlorine is 35.5. When we add, we get some 119 something. Okay, so we solve that, we get number of moles of A as some 0.2. Okay, 0.2 is the number of moles of A. Similarly, number of moles of B, dichloromethane, is given mass of dichloromethane is 40 grams divided by CHCl2 molar mass. If we calculate, we get 85. Okay, so that's when we solve, we get 0.4. And when we substitute it here, we get mole fraction. N of A we get, number of moles of we get, substitute, we get mole fraction of chloroform as some 0.68. Okay, so 0.312 we get. Similarly, we do mole fraction of dichloromethane also, or we can do 1 minus 0.312 will be mole fraction of dichloromethane. So we get 0.68 something. So once we get mole fraction of A and mole fraction of B, P total equal to P naught A. P naught A is 200 into mole fraction of A is 0.312 plus P naught B is 415 into mole fraction of B is 0.68. We solve that, we get total pressure, and we'll get something close to 347.9 mm Hg. Okay, so we got the answer for the first part of the question. What is the total vapor pressure? Okay, so I hope you understood we did that. The vapor pressure of pure A and pure B is given in the question. So total vapor pressure is P naught A chi A plus P naught B chi B. So mole fraction of A and B, to calculate that, the given mass of each is given 25.5 and 40 grams in the question. You can get the number of moles, you can get the mole fraction. Okay, then there is one more part to the question. What is the mole fractions of chloroform and dichloromethane in the vapor phase? What is that? They are asking for the Ya and Yb that we discussed. Okay, so we know Pa is equal to P total into Ya, mole fraction of A in the vapor phase. So mole fraction of A in the vapor phase is Pa divided by P total. Okay, so we know Pa is this only, right? P naught A into chi A, P naught A into chi A, 200 into 0.312 is Pa divided by P total is this 347.9. We solve that, we get the answer. So mole fraction of B in the vapor phase will be 1 minus Ya. Solve that, we'll get the answer. Okay, so that's how we do this question. two parts. There was two parts for the question: to find the total vapor pressure and to find the mole fraction of A and B in the vapor phase. Not in the solution. Mole fraction in the solution is solution phase is chi A and chi B. But that's not what they're asking for. They're asking for mole fraction in vapor phase. So that we represented with another letter Ya and Yb. We discussed that when we discussed the equation. Okay. Maybe we can do one more question on this Rolle's law. One more question is there in the NCERT on Rolle's law. We'll do that also. Yeah, this is also a question on Rolle's law. Vapor pressure of pure liquid A and B are 450 and 700 mmHg. So P naught A, I'll do it here. P naught A is 450 mmHg, and that for pure B, that is P naught B is equal to 700 mmHg respectively at 350 Kelvin. Find out the composition of liquid mixture of total vapor pressure is 600. Okay, so the total vapor pressure P total is 600. Total vapor pressure is 600. We are asked to find out the composition of the liquid mixture. Also find the composition in the vapor phase. So we have to find the composition in the liquid, that is chi A and chi B. Also we have to find the composition in vapor phase, Ya and Yb. Okay. So how to do this? Okay, so first we will see, okay, with the given data, can we get any relation? We know total pressure is given. So do we have any relation to get or equation for total pressure? Yes, we have. P total equal to Pa plus Bb, that is P naught A chi A plus P naught B chi of B, right? And P naught A and P naught B is given, but chi A and chi B, that's what we have to find. Okay, so this P total we know, that is 600 equal to P naught A, that is 450 into chi A plus 700 into chi of B, right? So there is two unknowns here, so we cannot solve that, right? And also there is no other data where we can get one more equation. Okay, so we have to do it using this itself. Okay, but we can do one thing. We can write this chi B in terms of chi A, right? Because we have studied chi A plus chi B, mole fraction of the components, when you add you get 1. So chi B will be 1 minus chi A, right? So substituting that, we get 450 into chi A plus 700 into 1 minus chi A. Chi B I wrote as 1 minus chi A. So now chi A is the only unknown. I can solve that, isn't it? Which is equal to 450 into chi A plus 700 minus 700 chi A. Okay, so I simplify it so that I get 700 minus 450. What is it? 250, right? So 250 chi A will be equal to 700 minus 600. Okay, so chi A equal to mole fraction of A equal to 100 by 250, which is 10 by 25, which is 2 by 3. Okay, so what will be mole fraction of B? Mole fraction of B will be 1 minus 2 by 3, which is 1 by 3. So I got the mole fraction of A and B. Okay, so that was the first part of the question. There is also one more part, composition in the vapor phase. So they are asking for Ya and Yb. So we know Pa equal to P total into Ya, mole fraction of A in the vapor phase. So Ya equal to Pa by P total. Okay, what is Pa? Pa is equal to P naught A chi A. So 450 into chi A is 2 by 3. 2 by 3 divided by P total. P total is 600. We already know that. Okay, solving that we get Ya, and once we get Ya, yb is equal to 1 minus ya, right? Once we get ya, 1 minus ya we do, yb also we get. Okay, so that's how we can solve this question. Okay, so these two questions, when we do, we get a good idea how to apply Rolle's law in the numerical questions. Okay, now we have to try more varieties of this. What are the different ways in which they can ask questions? Okay, so for that we have to practice a lot. We have to try different varieties of it. Okay, so I hope you guys understood like what is the relation between vapor pressure of two or more volatile liquid solutions. Okay, if you have a solution of two or more volatile liquids, how to find the total vapor pressure of the system. What is the vapor pressure of individual components? Okay, that is explained by Rolle's law, and I hope it is very clear. Okay, yeah, so with this we'll conclude for today. Okay, bye.